For most of my life, I've been alone. Not because I wanted to be, and not because there was nobody around me. I grew up moving from place to place, meeting new people, making friends, and then eventually having to leave them behind. Over time, I became so used to saying goodbye that being alone started to feel normal. But there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. And for a long time, I wasn't sure which one I was. Growing up, I've always been reserved. It doesn't mean that I always liked being alone, but I guess that's just who I am as a person. Whenever I get closer to people, I tend to want to do everything with them. I get comfortable quickly, and before I know it, they become a big part of my life. I grew up moving a lot, but that didn't stop me from making friends, lots of them which I lost contact with. But I feel like even though I know a lot of people, my personality stopped me from getting to know others or being somewhere where everyone already knows each other and then there's me. I do have fun out with friends or just simply in the atmosphere of being with company, but just because I like to be alone, it isn't what I always prefer. Being alone is the art of having some time alone to think, to nourish. It's all about you, a time to be yourself. I think I truly know what it feels like to be alone, mainly because of having the experiences of being with company and then learning to cope with the fact that I may never see them again. I sometimes ask myself, why do I get attached so easily if I like being alone or getting too comfortable with someone? But over time, I realized that being alone and being social aren't opposites. You don't have to choose one or the other. You can enjoy your own company and still crave meaningful connections. I truly feel like there is nothing wrong with being alone. I know for some people it's hard, but you don't always have to be alone. Learning how to be alone is such a valuable and precious thing. Nothing is wrong with solo activities. Nothing's wrong with wanting time to yourself and getting things done by yourself. People make this world seem like you must be present with someone. I like being by myself, and it truly made me fall in love with my life, and it helped me work harder. But there's cost to always having this urge to be alone. I don't always choose to be alone. Sometimes I don't really have a choice. It's like some people know everything about me when no one really does. Only I do. And I had to search for myself. Or maybe not search, but discover it within myself. Many people have different perspectives on loneliness. I find being alone peaceful, but I do aspire to be like others who don't have to search for company. Maybe they admire others that are able to do things alone. Even though I have always been the type of person to do most things by herself, I've always gotten so used to it that it's hard to tell the difference between being lonely and being alone. Sometimes I feel this emptiness, and I start wondering if it's my fault. If maybe I pushed people away, or if I become so comfortable being alone that I forgot how to let people in. I do enjoy being alone, but sometimes when I must do things by myself, like shopping, eating out, it can get a little awkward to the point where I just feel like going back home. Whether it's school, work, or extracurricular activities, I often felt like an outsider. Maybe it was because I moved so often, or maybe I became so used to leaving that I stopped allowing myself to get too close to people. I think most of my life I've been alone despite the many schools I've attended near home and abroad. I've always put myself in places where the majority of the people already know each other, and here I am trying to squeeze in. And I wonder if it's because I choose to be alone, knowing that I will possibly move again and fall out of close relationships. Combining my introvertness with doing things alone may seem like the best combination because I can control myself. I'm happy, but sometimes I do crave to be with someone, to have someone I can share and do everything with. I tend to get very close. I want to meet people and create friendships, so sometimes I ask or take the first step. One thing about me is that I get attached way too easily. I wonder if it's a good or bad thing, but most of the time you're setting yourself up with something that isn't guaranteed because it's way too early. One of my biggest fears is losing someone that I considered a close friend. Sometimes I ask for the simplest thing, and that is to spend time with me, create memories. But I guess I feel like I should humble myself and know that people are busy, and I should just stick to my independent self. I noticed how much I wanted a long-lasting friendship, to the point where even if it was falling apart and becoming incompatible, I still tried my best to continue with it when I should have known it was over from the start. I feel like I don't fear being alone when I know what I'm doing with my life. There's many positive things that come with being alone. Do I want to be alone forever? No. I still want meaningful friendships. I still want memories with people. I still want connections that last. But learning how to be alone taught me something important. Being alone doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. Sometimes it's where you learn the most about yourself.